Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Kay. This week it is Prawn Linguine. Here are the ingredients you need. You can see the list that was in the previous shot. All fresh veggies, fresh prawns, some pasta, some cheese to sprinkle. Firstly then I'm going to start chopping my veggies. You've seen this all before. Using your knife skills that you've been learning over the past couple of weeks, you need to chop your peppers. And we're going to slice our mushrooms. This is a little bit fiddly. We need to take the tops and the tails off our green beans. So all I'm doing is lining a few up at a time and taking all of the bits off I need to. So they're the tops, turn them around, we'll do the tails, and we need to cut them in half, so nice bite-sized pieces, and do the rest for the remaining beans. And get our broccoli. We're going to get some nice bite-sized florets here. So you can leave them chunky, you can make them small, it's totally your preference. And that's my veggies done. So over to the prawns. I am using some raw jumbo king prawns. You can get these frozen, you need to defrost them before you use them. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make sure they're nice and washed. The next part is a little bit tricky, so you might need to get some help with this. You need a sharp knife, and we need to hold the prawn and slice down the back of the prawn. This is so we can get any remaining membrane out, so they're really clean and good for us to eat. So we need to do that for all of the prawns. And once we've finished all of that, we need to rinse the membrane out of the spine of the prawn. You can see there, it's a little black bit. We just need to pick it out with our fingers, or you can use a blunt knife. So we need to add some flavour to this dish. Tomato based, garlic goes perfect with any tomato based pasta dish. I'm getting 2 cloves crushed. 1 for my prawns and 1 for my tomato dish. So I'm going to heat a little bit of olive oil up in my pan. And then I'm going to put the garlic straight in. But what I'm going to do is I am going to mix the garlic as soon as I put it in, so it gets coated with the oil. We don't want the garlic to burn. So garlic's in, and then I'm spreading it around as soon as the garlic hits the pan. In with all of my veggies, all at the same time. So what we're going to do is we're going to brown these off. Keep stirring, add a little bit of salt and pepper for some more flavour. We're going to put some Italian seasoning in and some crushed chilies. You can leave the chili out if you don't want it to be spicy. So our veggies are nice and browned off now. Quick final stir before we add our passata sauce. So you can use chopped tomatoes if you want. I just like how the passata is smooth. And you guessed it, we're going to stir this in, bring it up to a simmer, and then we're going to reduce the sauce down. So you can see it bubbling away. Probably needs about 10-15 minutes. Perfect amount of time to sort our pasta out. So I've got a pan of boiling water. Gonna put some salt in there. And gonna add my linguine. All packets are different. You can use spaghetti if you want, or some different pasta shapes, whatever you've got in the cupboard. I'm going to be using 100 grams of linguine per person. And what we need to do is make sure all of this pasta gets into the water. And it's going to need about 12 minutes. Spaghetti and pasta shapes might need a little less, so follow the instructions on the packet. Pasta's in, sorted. Now we're going to start cooking our prawns. So I've got a little bit of garlic in a smaller pan, exactly the same as I did for the big pan earlier. And what I'm going to do is add all of my raw prawns in there. So this is a medium heat. We don't want to burn them, but we don't want them to cook too slow because we want a little bit of a crispy crust on there. So I've spaced them out nice and evenly, and they're going to need about 4 minutes each side, but make sure they're cooked all the way through and turned pink like you can see here. So I'm turning them. We've got a lovely char grilled effect on some of them there. It's a little bit fiddly, but it's totally worth it. And there we go. So you can see after 4 minutes on the other side, they're going to be browned and they're going to look really nice. Now, pasta's done. The sauce is reduced down. I'm going to take it all off the heat. I'm going to mix it all together so everything's coated in that lovely tomato pasta sauce. We're going to put some in a bowl and then we're going to add the prawns on top. And this is optional. You can add a little bit of feta cheese if you like. The job is done. Lovely fresh dish for summer. Hi folks, hope you enjoyed that episode of Cooking with Kane. It was prawn linguine with a hot spicy sauce. So there are a couple of tricky knife skills in there, especially with demembraning those prawns. So get help if you need to. Make sure the prawns are thoroughly cooked all the way through before serving up. You can use cooked ones. Just pop them into your pasta sauce towards the end of cooking. They'll need about 5 minutes to heat through. So, hope you're all keeping safe, keeping active, and get cooking some tasty meals. See you next time.